Classy, bougie, ratchet, yeah. Sassy, moody, nasty, yeah. Acting stupid, what was happening? What was happening? Bitch, I was sick.
Hips tick tock when I dance on that demon time.
Everyone, I'm Kitty and welcome back to a brand new video. Today I'm going to be baking a chicken patty and some cocoa bread. Yum! Let's get started. First, we're going to add some flour. I have 2 cups of flour here. And some butter. So now we're gonna need this, like break this up into the flour like this, make sure all the butter is all combined with the flour, with the plain flour, all combined with the flour like this. Because I'm not making a lot, so I put a little bit of flour into it. And if you patties basically depends on how much you want to make. So if you want to make more, then you can add more flour and more butter. But it's supposed to come together and where it can sprinkle like caramel. It came together really nicely the way I wanted to come together. So as you can see that you can now sprinkle it like caramel. So all the butter and flour combine together, and you just go on break up the butter and mix it in with the flour so it become like this. Make sure you can't see no butter in it. I'm gonna be adding some, I have 2 cups of water, 2 cups of water, ice water, and now I'm gonna have some paprika inside, and we're gonna yeah, I'm just gonna show you what I'm doing. I had about some paprika, to just enough to make it rich, so that the color will come out perfect. Now I'm just gonna take my finger and make a little circle in the middle of my baking pan, just a little circle in the middle, just like that. As you can see, and make a little circle. Now I'm gonna throw in some water, just little thing. You just keep repeating the same thing over and over until it all combines together, just like this. You use the fingers. As you can see, I didn't really need it as much. I just use my fingers and bring it all together. Just use the fingers and bring it together. So it meant to look like this into a ball, just like that. Now I'm gonna wrap this. I'm gonna leave this in the fridge for like 30 minutes. That is all come together. Now I'm gonna use this, and we're gonna wrap it together. Some cling film. We're gonna wrap it together and leave it in the fridge for like 30 minutes. Like that. So what you want it to do, you want it to rise. So we leave it in the fridge for 30 minutes. So wrap it up in cling film and leave it in the fridge for 30 minutes. That's all done. That's in the fridge. I'm gonna take my chicken and I'm gonna dice it up a bit like this. I'm gonna cut them really small. Doesn't matter how I cut them right now like this, because I'm going to be cutting them again, and make sure that they're really small, just like this. And just dice them up like this, really small, as small as possible. If some of them is big, you just cut them a little smaller. Have to be really small. So they have to be like in like dice. You're gonna cut them and make it look like a little dice, just like these. See how small that is. And if they're too big, you can always cut them again, just like that. It's all finished and cut up, just like this. See how small these are? Really small. If you don't like them this big, you can always cut them a bit smaller. Now this is finished. Now you take your pan, and then now you're gonna cook these up. Meanwhile, the chicken is cooking. We're gonna have some 2 packs of yeast and 1 teaspoon of sugar. We're gonna have some water. So it's like you can do 2 to 4 cups of water. So I'm just gonna tip some water in there. Not all of it not all of it. I had 1 egg and 1 cup of milk and some of the ingredients together. Now we're gonna whisk it. Make sure the egg is whisked properly into the mix. Like that. Add 1 cup of melted butter, and then we're gonna whisk again until it comes together. With a spoon to stir it in until it's stiff. Four cups of flour, so that is really thick, so it should come together like a little dough. So now I'm just making it come together, so it should look like this, like a little dough. Till it comes together like this. Now you roll the dough in some melted butter until all the butter is dissolved into the dough. And then now I'm gonna leave this for a while until it rises, and then yeah, we'll come back and I will do the cocoa bread. So this is how it looks. This is the dough, and now I'm gonna let it sit and rise for a little while. So I'll be back in a bit. Now that is finished, I'm gonna dust the surface with some flour. and also my rolling pin. I divided these up in little pieces so it'd be easier for me to roll it. I'm gonna roll this out. So right now I'm making the patties, so I'll roll these out. We get a cup, you can use anything, and make a circle. Out like a circle. Put that to one side. Then we have this. Make sure that the flowers underneath the dough. If you want to, again, you can roll it out one more time and make it all rolled out and cut off the extra bit around it. So now you take some of the chicken that you made. This is how it looks, by the way. You put it in the middle. Then you're going to use your finger with some water and you're going to wet around the edges like this. And then you're going to fold it like this, and then you're going to squeeze it down, make sure all the edges are closed, around the edges are closed. I'm going to use a fork and press it down like this. You can dip the fork into some flour if it sticks to the edge while you're doing it. So you do it all around until it's closed up like this. Then you press the top, just stick it a bit with the top. Then you use a lifter and lift it, and lift it up. Now that I cut this, now I'm gonna wet the edges with some water. I put some chicken in the middle, wet the edges with some water. Now we're gonna fold them and make sure all the edges are evenly pressed down properly. Then we use our fork, a back of a fork, and we're gonna stick the fork down like that. If it's catching into the fork, so all you need to do is dip it into some flour. If it's catching into the dough, you dip it with some flour and you stick it down again, so it's easier for it to stick down like that all around. Then you stick it in the middle. Then you use a lifter and lift it up, and you put it in the tray that you're gonna use to bake, and that's it. So I'm gonna do the rest of these and then I'll come back and show you the finishing touches, so stay tuned. I'm gonna be doing the cocoa bread. It's all like whole rise properly and nice. Now I'm gonna cut it up into a little pieces, and then I'm gonna make a little ball, and then I'm gonna fold it in half. For the cocoa bread, this is what I'm doing. I'm gonna make it into a little ball just like this. Then I'm gonna melt some butter and roll it into the butter. This. Now I'm finished with all of them. Now I'm gonna put this in the oven. I preheat the oven to 150 degrees. So now I'm gonna put these in the oven, and the way you know how these are finished are when they're golden brown. So when they're golden brown on top, then they're finished. So yeah, now I'm gonna put this in the oven now, and then I'm gonna show you how how it looks at the end, so stay tuned. And yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up, and even if you try it at home and you like it, let me know how it turns out in the comment. Don't be scared to write anything in the comment. Let me know. If you like it, let me know. If you try it, let me know. Also, my Instagram will be linked below, so you can always tag me on Instagram and show me how you did, and then I will respond to you. And yeah, and if you do it and you like it, then that's great. Even if you don't tell me how it turns out, that's okay, but at least you try it and at least you did it. So yeah, until next time, I will show you when it finished, and then yeah, until then, bye. This is how it looks. It takes 40 to 45 minutes to finish. The patty hasn't finished yet, so it's gonna take like an hour to finish bake. And when it's finished baking, I will show you how it looks. Until then, stay tuned. All finished. This is how the cocoa bread looks. And now that's all finished. Now this is the end of the video, so please like and subscribe and hit the notification bell. You can also leave a comment in the comment section. And till next time, bye.
Classy, bougie, ratchet, yeah. Sassy, moody, nasty, yeah. Acting stupid, what was happening? Bitch, what was happening? Bitch, I was sick.
Hips tick tock when I dance. On that demon time.